However, how to what is the law in what is the formula in the metaverse? It's like can you kill an avatar because they can keep start again? People may have many lives in the metaverse. So what is the law and who set the laws and how to make decisions on what should be punished and what should not? So that makes we think about DAOs because we want to make a decision in a different type of way. Let's say if one day there are many people, they can go to Mars and stay. Who is the ruler? Is it Elon Musk? Is it Joe Biden? No, obviously not. So Elon Musk is working on how to bring people to that new world, but he hasn't think about like what is the new rule of that new world. And so is what we are doing now. However, we are further one more step than Elon Musk because we have already brought so many people to the metaverse. Not we, like the metaverse has already got so many people there. And we need to start to think about what is the law, what is the formula. That's why we want to make decisions in a decentralized way. But is decentralized way the best way of making decision? Because decentralized way, what we have for now is only like voting. So people are voting to make decisions. However, we all know there's a saying that what's your position? It influences what decisions you want to make. Let's say if you're super rich, you want to make the decisions that are more beneficial for the rich group of people. And if you're not, probably you want to make the decisions that are beneficial for your group of people. So from my perspective, voting is only one part of decision making. It cannot be like the whole reason of a decision making. But we cannot think, but why we are still choosing DAO is because there's not a better way right now. And that is why we can only start from the easiest way that we can get into. That's why Constitution DAO, they're having a DAO, and that's why Loot, they're having a DAO. That's why they're using Snapshot to do the voting thing. However, have any one of you ever used Snapshot to vote for any project, any decision? If you have, you may raise your hand to let me see it.
I'm not using that. Has other speakers have done that?
Yeah, I've used it.
Oh, would you mind like sharing some experience of using it? Like what was it like, and what was your what decisions did you have to make?
I like the thing that I found with it, at least from like the project that I've been involved in, is that basically like so a lot of people don't get involved in it. So like if you have a project, right, and like there's tons of people that have voting power, usually it's just consolidated, and the decisions, like it's hard to get things passed and make decisions, right, because you're relying on so many people to vote, and so many people just aren't interested in it. Like maybe they're in the project just for the money, or maybe they're busy with work. So I don't know, I just found that like it works, like the software itself works from that standpoint, but I found that like from a community standpoint, it's not the most efficient thing for making progress on a project. It's just usually a few people that are submitting things, and if they have a big follower group, then they're more likely to have more people voting to pass those things. And I just find that a lot of people don't participate. So it's like usually just a few people's voices that are being heard anyway. So that was my experience anyway.
Thank you for your sharing. Yes, I feel the same. Most of the people that come to the project for the money, and they don't care like what decisions should they make. And Hiram, now, would you like to share your experience? Hello, Hiram Narako. I'm seeing you are raising your hand.
Okay, let me.
You have to unmute yourself, Hiranako.
Let me DM him.
Yes, sure. Any other people who would like to share experience with voting? Okay, let me continue. We'll wait for Haranako at the same time. So I don't know if any one of you are quite familiar with FICO. So FICO, they used to have a decision-making system, like a protocol, and voting is just a small part of it. So if we want to say who is the one that, if someone is reliable, that we can give him a loan, because that's what we FICO doing. We shouldn't consider we shouldn't rely on people's voting. People may not, if there's 100 people, 80 of them may not care, and 20 of them, they just make the decision without thinking, because they don't know who he is. Maybe only 10 of them will have a look at his background. So even for now, from my perspective, from my point of view, I think DAO can only be involved in a small part of decision making thing. However, what DAO can do is more than decision making. Although it's called decentralized autonomous organization, but I think what DAO can do is related with, it shows people that we are a community, we are gathering together with a same aim, with a same goal. Let's say why Constitution DAO is like the people's coin is rising the price. We cannot consider Constitution DAO is a fail. But the truth is, Constitution DAO failed for bidding for the US Constitution. Most people may thought they didn't raise for enough money. However, that's wrong. They actually raised enough money. But the thing is, they decided to not bid for the Constitution because they realized that there's much more things they need to do. They need to pay, I don't know, such as the tax or something else, and or the gas fee. Anyway, they quit. So Constitution DAO is still be considered as a success because it shows people that when a group amount of people without a ruler, like without a centralized power, but they just want to do something with same goal, and they can gather together and do something. So it shows people this, and in the future, why we are having many DAO tools, because we want to help people to bring, we want to help it to bring people with the same goal together, and will that help the project to get success? We cannot just say yes, but what we know is that when we bring more people together, it will be more influenced, that more people will know it.
Right.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Dana. So, Dana, I was thinking because I know right now we can see some of them already quite really savvy in the crypto world. So, because we still have a lot of new beginners and they're trying to figure out what is DAO and why DAO and how does a DAO work and what are those available DAOs and what are the successful stories and what is the challenge? I want to have enough more. For example, we can have, let's say, walk through helping some beginners walk through the kind of process because still now DAO is still in a very very small, let's say, group. I would say overall no more than 1 or 2 million people are really into this DAO world, and it will still have tons like people are still don't know. So um, will you be able to, for example, walk through with people in a simple language, say what is DAO and why and how does a DAO work? So
I saw Brad is raising his hand. Maybe something
yes,
you'd like to say.
I just wanted to add to the Constitution DAO, like another, I guess, flaw is that with that, so they raised $40 million to bid for that, right? And so the problem with transparency sometimes is that it can be a weakness. So somebody bid just $1 million more than them, right? But when you're bidding on something like that, you don't know how much the other person is willing to spend. But when everybody knows that you guys have raised $40 million to bid on something, well then they can bid $41 million, and that's what happened was they got outbid by a little bit, and you're right, they didn't have enough money for all the fees and things like that, and there's a lot of money involved in storing that type of thing, but. So I think that was just something I wanted to add as well that I saw that was kind of a flaw was that competing organizations can see everything that you're doing, and then they can plan accordingly. So.
Yes, that's true. The transparency. Actually, if you look at the juice box tokenomics, you'll see that it says everything is transparent, and that hurts the constitution DAO because the old money they obviously can see how much they're bidding for, and that's the point. But another thing is that we are considered constitution DAO a successful project, although it failed for bidding. It's because it shows people like a group of people they can gather together and do something with the same goal. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, that's one of the most important things why they fail. And I will start from our host question, like to give you a short walkthrough of what is a DAO. So DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. It stands for this, and it's just an easy mindset that people are making decisions together. So people are making decisions in a decentralized way, and there's no centralized power. There's no people can rule everything and make decisions for everyone. So that is the thing about DAO. It's just a mindset. And DAO came to our real world not only because of blockchain. It's even be earlier than like we're using crypto. Because DAO is just a mindset. Let's imagine like ancient Europe, ancient Egypt. As I would have remembered, so people they make speeches together, and if 10 people they're giving speeches, and people a whole group of people like the whole village they make decisions together, like who will be our head of village for this week, and the next person will be the next week. So this is a very typical DAO mindset. So DAO is just easy because it's a mindset, and then people are starting to what I consider is people they run from 0 to 1 and then back to 0. So if we think that a DAO mindset is a 0, and then why people goes to the triangle way of rolling a thing, because we found that is more efficient. Like Apple, like big company like Google, so they need, or like SpaceX, so they need someone someone with as an inspiring like Elon Musk, like Steve Jobs, so they can make very good decisions and they know where is the way they are going to go. So we need someone who is very smart with a very good heart, and they can make decisions, make really good decisions, like the right decisions for us. And that makes a company, a group of people can like be stronger faster, and they can make things faster. However, the thing is, if we consider a country as a group, and do we think like all the countries they are equal, like they treat their people in a very good way, like everyone is equal? No, that's not true. Because when someone, that is just about humanity, like when someone is really powerful in a system, and humanity will make human beings do bad things, so they will start to take advantage from the privileged group of people will start to take advantage from like the normal people such as you and me. So that is why we want to go back to go back from 1 to 0. So we think that in some group, in some decision making, with some goals, we need to use the DAO way. So DAO is not like every project, every group of people should use this. So definitely a big company like Apple, like SpaceX, they shouldn't use a DAO to make decisions. They need someone who is super smart with a good heart. So DAO is only for those with, I think should be with like people have formal emotions, such as they want to be for the Constitution, something like this, or for some other project like they are really community driven. I don't think Apple is community driven, because when Steve Jobs first built Apple, if he asked every people what you want, people will not be that creative on they cannot, no one will draw an apple without Steve Jobs. So we may have some